Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, Josh Sanch, your host on the Bodybuilding News Network, and we have your results for the prejudging for men's open bodybuilding, and we have no surprise here. Regan Grimes, Nathan Asha in the center. They did mix them around a little bit, so you see Theo Laguerriere in the middle next to Regan. They did mix them around towards the end, so you will get to see that as the footage shifts around. Tim Budeshine from Germany all the way on the left for the front and double, in the somewhat middle on the bottom front lat spread. Very impressive showing from him. He looked a lot harder, a lot more conditioned than we did see him in Italy. Theo Laguerriere, we talked about just a second ago in the front double next to Regan. He looked good. He started to fade just a little bit, coming in prejudging towards the end of it. So hopefully they can get some sugar in him, or whatever they need to do to make sure he's not getting flat by finals. I'm assuming finals is going to be coming right around the corner as we have the fitness division on the stage currently, and they usually start off the finals in prejudging. Fitness is usually always the first division, if you don't know. Looking at the rest of the gentlemen, Nathan Asha, just phenomenal. I would say just as conditioned as we saw him in Italy, if not maybe slightly a little bit softer, I would say. Regan, I think he looks maybe a little bit bigger, but I don't know if he looks a little bit sharper. I've seen people, I'm pretty sure they're just Regan fans, where they're saying, wow, he's so much more improved, he's so much tighter. I'm not seeing anything that's really jumping out at me to tell me that he looks sharper. He looks just as big as before. The hamstrings look good, but from the side, it's not a big world changer. And you put him next to Asha, who's I would say a little bit more conditioned, not as drastic as it was in Italy, because I look at the photos, I'm like, okay, this is a little bit of a closer race than I thought it was in Italy. So there's definitely a possibility that Regan could fairly win this show. He has the size, there's no debate there. The chest looks a tad bit fuller than he did in Italy, and I feel like that's one of the spots that I kind of knocked him down for in my own personal judging. Roman Fritz, we didn't talk about him at all. I think Roman Fritz looked phenomenal here. Very conditioned. He always looks conditioned. The back shots are where I'm wondering where he can add size to, because that's where he loses some shots, is in the back. There's not a lot of density in his lat spread. It's very flat. So I think that really takes away from his physique. And the gentleman all the way on the right, a Spanish native, one of the fan favorites here. I thought he looked phenomenal. He could be a huge name in bodybuilding in a couple of years now. He just needs a little bit more size. He's getting out-angled. He's getting a little overlooked here. He just needs more size, and then bringing the equal amount of conditioning he has now. I think he could be a real big force, especially in these European shows. So look for him in the next few years. I think he's going to be a big name, a big name. But getting back to the whole Regan and Nathan Asha conversation, the more I look at it, the more I think maybe Regan squeezes this one out. I think that's what's going to happen. I could almost guarantee you that's what's going to happen. They want that Olympia qualification to get shared around. They want to, the way they think of it is it's helping the sport. It's getting more people to the Olympia. It's making the Olympia more exciting. It's creating more storylines. Nathan beat him last week, but then Regan beat him this week. So, what is it going to look like at the Olympia? And you might even get lucky enough, we haven't seen Nathan at the Olympia in several years, but Regan is a repeat outside the top 16 kind of guy. So Nathan, last time we saw him, he was in the top 10. So I don't know if you're going to get to see him side by side, but that could be a narrative that gets formed. Maybe they do a call out and they have that. I don't know how they would be able to do that, but we will be there. Myself and our lead female correspondent, Danielle Willis, will be there to represent BNN at the Olympia in Orlando this year. November, it's like the first weekend of November. I got to actually book my flights today or tomorrow. I was looking at them. They're dirt cheap. So if you guys want to fly out there, definitely do so. But this show is far from over. I think there's definitely some people that can move up and down the Yan, the Liang Yan from China, I thought he got aggressively overlooked in this lineup. He could have been a little bit more conditioned, but I don't think the conditioning was warranted enough for him to not place in the top 6. So definitely could see some crazy improvements and placings change up coming into finals. But that's my breakdown for this one. I'm your host, as always, here on the Bodybuilding News Network, Josh Sanch. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you enjoy this style of content, and I'll see you in finals.